1 week with the Oculus Quest 3, Meta Quest 3. What's my review? Well, surprisingly enough, I love it. If you guys have watched the channel, you know I have owned every single VR headset possible. From the Quest 1, to the Quest 2, to the Quest 3, to the Oculus Pro, to the Oculus Go, rhyme strangely enough. I've owned every single VR headset possible, and it's because I love VR, right? And over time, you know, it's become a lot more affordable, a lot better, and I feel like overall wise, we're at a point now where, you know, you don't have to be tethered to a, PC. You know, you look at the Rift S and you look at some of those headsets, and they had to be tethered to a PC. This is fully, non-tethered, right? Which, again, puts it in the average consumer type category where an average consumer would pick it up and want to use this device. And I think over time we've gotten to a point now with, the mixed reality of the AR and the VR that this is almost to a point where I say it would be a perfect VR headset, right? And at a price tag range of $500 at the 128GB model, or, I think it was $700 at the, I forget the exact pricing, but $700 at the 256GB model. I think this is, very obtainable, I will say, for the average consumer, right? That's still a lot of money to spend, don't get me wrong, but for what you get with the AR and VR technology, it is next level amazing. When you first get this headset, you first put it on, the first app that is installed is an AR app, which lets you go ahead and take your room and actually tear down the walls and see a VR world, which is absolutely amazing by this device. And I think Oculus did a really great job of really, pushing the boundary between AR world and real world and kind of making that, a little bit different. But when it comes to this actual device, when it comes to my review, I will say, let's go ahead and break this down in different categories. First off, battery life. Battery life is not bad. It's around 3 hours. And I think, kind of how I use it. So I do use it for heavy gaming now. I'm starting to use it for more heavy gaming. I wanted to really try it out and kind of test it to its limits. And I will say it did a really, really good job of heavy gaming. This thing has, of course, a beautiful processor unit in it, 8GB of RAM, more than the Meta Quest 2. And it's just all around a very, powerful headset. And a lot of times I do use big screen, which obviously you don't know what big screen is. Big screen is a virtual desktop. That is the ability to actually go ahead and mirror my desktop and actually be in a virtual world, but also have my desktop there so I can get work done while in VR. I know it's weird to say that, but honestly, it actually works out very flawlessly. And when you have an AR VR headset like the Meta Quest 3 here, it actually does a really, really good job of kind of doing that mix of virtual reality and real reality that you're able to really get even more work done. It's kind of amazing. Until you try it, you don't really realize how amazing it is. But with all that being said, I've used all that with this headset right here, and it's probably the best experience I've ever had. But again, like I said, you still get around 3 hours of battery life. Now, can you get the Elite strap with the battery included and get even more? Yes, you can, obviously. But at the end of the day, that's still a $100 extra charge for the Elite strap plus the battery included on that. And I'm not sure if you can get the battery by itself. I think you have to get them together. So again, like I said, it's a $100 extra charge on this headset. I don't really think it's that, I don't say that needed. Because I'll be honest with you, even with all my gaming / VR, with big screen and, virtual desktop, I don't use it to a point where I'm using it at 3 hours at a time. Yes, I do use it for a certain amount of time. And again, I would say my gaming sessions, that's work sessions, with this VR headset, it's around 2 hours. Around 2 hours, which is, again, like I said, it's still an hour left of battery life. And it's not to a point where, could I use it longer? Yes, but I don't also like to be in VR that long to a point where I'm on VR for 3 hours long, right? But again, if you are gaming, let's say you're doing heavy gaming and you're really involved in a storyline, and trust me, I understand with gaming, you could be gaming for 7 hours, 8 hours and not realize how long you've been gaming for. That's when you get involved in gaming, man. When you get involved in games, you kind of lose track of time. So if that is the case, then yeah, you might want to invest in the Elite battery pack for that said reason. I did like around 2.5 hours of gaming and like in different occasions, and battery was fine. Battery was really fine overall wise. Now let's talk about the controllers, because the controllers is definitely an interesting fact. So obviously, yes, these controllers are a little bit different than the Quest 2 controllers. They're also a little bit different than the Quest Pro controllers. And really, I have no problem with them. I actually like them a little bit better than the Quest 2 controllers, personally speaking wise. But I don't know. They do fit perfectly in my hand, and I do have bigger hands, so I guess that does work out for me. Obviously, if you have smaller hands, you know, it might not work out for you. But I mean, overall wise, it's not bad. You know, if like, you look at my hand style, like if I go ahead and I have to like move back like this to get that button, but most of the buttons here I can literally just be perfect with. So no problem with the controllers when it comes to that aspect. I do prefer the Quest Pros, you know, not the Quest Pro, the Oculus Pros controller the most. It's nothing really like a certain reason. I just like the Quest Pros controllers. Now, battery life, I've not had any issue with them. I've used this, you know, for a week now, and I haven't had to change batteries. So that's a plus. I can always get the charging station if you really want to, if you don't want to change the batteries. Obviously, the Quest Pro, I keep calling it the Quest Pro, the Oculus Pro does have, you know, rechargeable batteries inside. But again, I will say overall wise, I feel like I'm getting better battery life anyway from the battery controllers than the Oculus Pro controllers. But again, there's also no docking station involved. Now, I will say overall wise, my final review of this and my rating for this Oculus Meta Quest 3 headset, I'm going to give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. I think it's almost perfect. And yeah, I'm just going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. If you guys have seen my Quest, you know, on my Oculus Pros reviews, I kind of put it in the same ballpark range of 9.5 out of 10. Listen, no VR headset will ever be perfect. I always have to put it at a little stipulation of a little bit less than perfect, just because there's always things that they can, you know, improve on and fix. But I think it is little to almost nothing that they, you know, really can't improve on. Like, that's as close to a 10 for me as humanly possible. And I would be doing this a disservice if I didn't list the best feature about this headset. And it's going to be the pancake lenses. Holy crap, when I tell you right now, the pancake lenses are probably one of the best features of all time. So the pancake lenses first was revealed with the Oculus, with the with the Oculus Pro. See, I almost said it correctly the first time. With the Oculus Pro, that was when we first saw the pancake lenses, and they are night and day. Because with the old lenses of the Quest 2, they actually have a little small circle, and that's the sweet spot you want to look through. And if you don't get that, you kind of get these rays or kind of like weird effects on the screen. While, you know, with the pancake lenses, it is almost like this is the sweet spot. It's a gigantic circle. So it's almost impossible not to be in a sweet spot when you're looking forward. So just an absolute amazing feature brought over here from the Oculus Pro, which I think is a huge W overall for the Meta Quest 3. So overall wise, guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. Again, like I said, 9.5 out of 10.